Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, and I have most definitely found my new current favourite LMG. I stated in the recent past that I now find support to be the most boring infantry class for me to play. Then I started using the BAR Telescopic, and I liked the versatility that it allowed me to have, even if it isn't amazing at any one thing. And then I started using this, the Chauchat Telescopic. And now I'm in love, because I think this thing is incredible, and it seems like barely anyone else has been using it either. It's criminally underused, usually accounting for between 1 and 2% of LMG playtime on any given day by the Battlefield community. And with support being by far the least popular infantry class, it means this absolute destroyer is barely ever seeing the light of day. Well, today I'll tell you why I think the Chauchat Telescopic is absolutely immense, and maybe you should be giving it a try. And I should probably begin by explaining why I'd almost always choose the telescopic over the low weight variant of the Chauchat, especially when the only stats that the telescopic beats the low weight for are spread when aiming down sights and not moving, and first shot spread multiplier, as it doesn't sound like there'd be a whole lot of point in selecting the telescopic most of the time. Well, I've explained this before for other weapons, but for the benefit of this video, I'll do it again. With some weapons, I find that there's a perfect scenario for me when using a scope variant. That scenario is created by throwing on the lowest magnification scope possible, and this allows me to contest close quarters fights just as easily as I'd be able to with an iron sight. Plus, I then still get a boost to my range capabilities by virtue of using the scope. If you haven't tried this before, then I highly recommend it. I used to despise scopes on any weapon that wasn't a sniper. Now I love them. It won't work for everyone, but I highly advise you give it a try just in case. So now, why do I like the Chauchat Telescopic when compared with the other choices in the support class? And I'm going to try not to use too many stats here to quantify my opinion, as there's a lot to take note of for LMGs, and I don't want this to be too convoluted. To start with, the Chauchat has fantastic damage per shot, with a minimum value of 28 and a maximum value of 38. This means that it's a 3-shot kill when hitting for its maximum damage, and that extends out to 20 meters. Some LMGs already require 5 shots at this range, and from there the Chauchat only ever requires 4 shots to kill. And remember, you have that scope allowing you to land damage consistently, so enemies can be seriously easy kills at range, even if its muzzle velocity isn't particularly great. Now this is then balanced out by a slow rate of fire, standing at 359 rounds per minute. This is easily the slowest in the support class. However, I actually have no issues with it. That rate of fire makes it very easy to hit shots, as the sights come back down between each shot to rest back on the target most of the time. And this is especially important when using something like the Chauchat, which has pretty high recoil. Plus, it makes tap firing very easy when the recoil is just too much to use fully automatic. And then on top of that, it makes its 20 rounds per reload feel far larger than the 20 rounds that the BAR has, for example. But then why use this over something like the Perino then, you might be asking? Because as an example, the Perino has a much larger magazine and a faster rate of fire. Well, I think the Perino is a great weapon, and it will suit some players better than the Chauchat. But for me, and players like me, the Chauchat is an absolute monster at close range, where weapons such as the Perino just aren't. That's right, I said at close range, because firstly, you have huge damage per shot potential. Secondly, the damage is easy to land with that slower rate of fire. And thirdly, the Chauchat has great spread stats, which means it has hip fire so good that I was honestly completely surprised by it. The more I did it, the better I thought it was. Obviously, you're going to be beaten by weapons specifically made for close range, like the Automatico, etc. But with those weapons put aside, that should just absolutely be beating almost any other weapon because it's been designed for close quarters, the Chauchat is an absolute killing machine at this range. If you can position your aim pretty decently on the target, then you can just hit fire away and down the enemy goes. Then at mid-range you've got that scope, so the Chauchat Telescopic really excels there. And then at long range you've got a bipod that allows you to land pretty easy damage whilst only needing those 4 shots to kill. So I truly love this weapon currently. It's allowing me to enjoy the support class a whole lot more than I was previously. Some people won't enjoy it quite as much, as it can have pretty nasty recoil, it does have a small magazine, and it does fire slowly. But for me, it's an absolute work of art. So I hope some of you go and give it a try and end up feeling the same way. But this is all just my opinion. What do you think? Do you like the Chauchat Telescopic? Do you prefer the low weight variant? And what's your favourite support weapon? Let me know in the comment section below. Now let's go over to the board of awesome for the fantastic people who support the channel on Patreon. Without them, you simply wouldn't be getting content from me full time. So thanks to everyone on here. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, then the link to the Patreon page is in the description and in my pinned comment. Support can start from just $1 a month. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos, and feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.